Aaron Carter arrested over the weekend, and he's not taking this quietly. In fact, he says he is going to sue the police department, the sheriff's department, where he was arrested in Georgia. He was arrested for DUI refusal, not a DUI. And there are some details about the story that make it very interesting. And Aaron Carter, by the way, actually might have a case here that he's planning to file against the sheriff's department. So what happened? Aaron was arrested for DUI refusal at an AutoZone. Yes.
He wasn't driving at the time.
Not driving at the time.
Car.
Yes, this was in Cornelia, Georgia, and Aaron says he was on his way to a concert that he was performing, was driving himself, he and his girlfriend. He had a problem with the alignment on the car, so he pulled into an AutoZone. While he's in the AutoZone, the police show up. He walks outside, and then he and his girlfriend are both arrested. Now, what he was arrested for was the fact that he would not submit to a breathalyzer, would not even submit to a blood test, so he was arrested for DUI refusal. That's an automatic thing that happens if you don't take the test in Georgia. And
he was also charged with possession of marijuana. He says he has a medical marijuana license for his anxiety. Every state is a little different.
Yeah, let's go back to that mugshot for a second.
Yeah, now, it's not a good look.
It's not a good look. But Aaron says, look, they had no right to arrest me, and he's planning to sue the sheriff's department.
Yeah, and not only the sheriff's department, you guys, he's also very upset with the jail as well. He's saying that, or he's telling friends that when he was at the jail, they didn't feed him or give him any water for 20 hours, and he had to sleep on the floor of his cell because it was overpopulated. So he's got a pickle with them too.
This sleeping on the floor thing, that's jail.
Is that picture taken after the 20 hours? Because it certainly looks like it could have been.
That was taken Saturday night. But the interesting thing here is that Aaron is actually saying that he believes he was targeted because of his celebrity, that was a motivating factor here in why he was arrested.
Now, yeah. I mean, look, his beef with them is the officers, the deputies who showed up, never actually saw him behind the wheel. That's what Aaron says, and he says, though, therefore, how are they arresting me for anything?
And that's a legitimate beef, is it not? Like,
well, but the issue here is that there's also if law enforcement officers have probable cause to believe that he was driving under the influence, and he refuses to submit to some sort of examination, some sort of testing, they can actually arrest him on suspicion of DUI.
But what's also interesting, you guys, is he is saying that there is actually surveillance footage from the AutoZone that will prove that he is totally innocent.
That he wasn't driving the vehicle? Is that what he thinks it'll prove?
That'll prove he wasn't driving the vehicle.
Right, that he was at the AutoZone when cops showed up, which I don't think is in question so far. It's more so, what the legal basis is for, a DUI if he's not behind the wheel.
Right, Aaron, we're not concerned whether or not you went to the AutoZone. I'm sure the cops are concerned whether or not you drove yourself to the AutoZone.
Right, if you drove yourself, and were you driving erratically? Police, they actually had a report of someone driving erratically. That's why they showed up at the AutoZone, driving that vehicle erratically, and that's why they showed up there. But look, if they don't know, if they can't place him behind the wheel, and who knows, maybe the surveillance video will show him, depending on where the cameras are, will show him behind the wheel. But if they can't place him behind the wheel and they didn't witness it, I think Aaron Carter's, at the very least, has a chance of beating the arrest. But as far as suing them, he probably isn't going to win that.
Hello, my name is Sarita from Tampa, Florida, and I would just like to say that Aaron just looks like he has been going through so much, and he's just really been looking rough over the years. So I hope he gets the help he needs.
Well, he says he doesn't drink.
Says
so
he doesn't
I've heard.
drink.
He has medical marijuana license. What's interesting or what's funny is that last Monday he was in Tampa, Florida, and he was talking about Shia LaBeouf's problems.
Yeah.
And the exact quote is, "You won't catch me getting any DUIs. I don't even drink."
And his girlfriend's advice, when asked for his advice her advice to Shia, she said, "Keep drinking."
He should have did the knock on wood thing, right? Like, that's the moment where you do knock on wood.
That doesn't
always
necessarily
to be safe.
work.
Just got to be safe. Knock on the wood.
Yeah. And
That'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Every time I leave the house after the bar, I'll just...
Make sure to subscribe to TMZ Live to keep up to date on the latest entertainment news.
And if you want to keep watching, click on one of these videos right now.